Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm Talera, and I'm here with Glad.
Hello. It's been a while since I've been
here. I know, it's been a while. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
So, of course, we're going to do the reflections on what Pastor talked about on Sunday, where his sermon came from Acts chapter 7. Actually, it was chapter 9. It was chapter 9, verses 1 through 6. And the big topic was a redirecting purpose. See, I had to redirect the chapter of the sermon.
Prime example.
Exactly. I had to correct myself. So, what was your big takeaway from that?
I can honestly say that my experience, I'm in that redirection right now as we speak.
Yeah.
And everything is so different. Everything is. My world it felt like it's just been turned upside down and rearranged, and now I'm having to go in directions that I've never really had to go into and relearn and readapt.
Yeah.
And I find these things sometimes challenging, simply because when you've been in a certain direction for quite some time and you think, okay, and then all of a sudden things change.
Yeah.
You have to pull back and you have to say, whoa, let's gain some perspective here. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what the Lord is doing in my life. So, even in this season right now, after losing my mom, and it made me see things very different about life and about ministry and about purpose even then. So today's Sunday's message, Lord.
No, you're fine.
Sunday's message really helped me to understand that this season is necessary for that redirection of purpose.
Yeah, I know a lot of times, well, for me, I'm one of those people that I almost have to learn the hard way. So I can think back on times in my life where God was definitely trying to redirect me, but I'm trying to stay on the path that I'm trying to stay on. I don't want to be redirected. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. But, and then that probably would have saved a lot of headaches, a lot of heartbreak if I would have just change my, actually listen to God, listen to his redirecting, change this path and go the right way, It probably would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of heartache. But, and also when I think about it, God never said anything would be easy. He gives us what we need to go through things.
Right.
And so maybe me, my hard-headed self,
yes.
I may have brought that on myself, but at the same time, I was strong enough to go through it,
And we do, our human nature sometimes causes us to get a little hard-headed. And, And our feelings get into it, and our emotions, and then our will is tied in, and then we want to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, and where we want it to be done. We tend to get wrapped up in our feelings, and we kind of miss the picture and the direction that God is wanting to take us. Therefore, we're having to be redirected once again back to that place where he's wanting us to go. He's saying, go this way, because this right here, this way, I have something in store for you. I place something in this direction that is going to sustain you, that's going to take care of you, that's going to supply all of your needs, that's going to help you through your season or your changes that you're going through. But if you go this way,
exactly.
If you go this way, it's going to be much harder, much more difficult. So I'm having to keep redirecting you here because it's only here. It's not here, and it's not here, but it's right here.
You know what that reminds me of? When you go bowling, and for the kids, they put up the bumpers. It's like, that's God. God is our bumper. He's trying to get us to have a strike. But we can't have a strike if we continue to try to venture off. That's why
Yes.
he's there for. He's our bumper.
He is.
He
keeps
bumps us back to where we need to be going.
That's right. That's right. And that is who he is. He knows that we can stray to the left and to the we do.
Yeah.
He knows us better than we know ourselves.
Exactly.
And he knows when we trying to get rebellious and trying to get a little hard-headed and everything, and he was like, okay, I still got you.
Yeah.
You know, if you stray this way, you can't stray too far because you belong to me.
Yeah.
And no one can pluck you out of my hands.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's okay. I'm gonna bring you back. I got you on the string, on the kite string. You know? So I'm gonna just kind of show you back. You know, sometimes it's like you know, when you're walking your pet or something, the pet is in front of you. They want to go over here, but you have to pull them. You have to pull your pet back over. Like no, you know, keep going straight.
Exactly.
You know, don't venture over here too much. Keep going straight. And so, you know, I think the Lord, I believe that this is a part of our growth. You know, our learning, and us are trusting him.
Yes.
And just because when night comes, we can't see what's in front of us.
No.
And he says that he will not he will not let us fall.
Yes.
Now unto him who is able to keep us from falling.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
So
right
how
there in the
does
word.
It's right there. It's right there. So what does he do? He lights our path with his word.
Yeah.
And he says, every step you just have to trust me and trust the path that I have placed for you. But if you keep getting out of place, I'm gonna keep redirecting you back, because I promised you that I will never leave you, and you're gonna make it.
Yes.
You know? So I you know, there's so much more. Every time Pastor said something, I just went into like this daze, like yeah.
That's it. That's what I needed to hear, you know, because a lot of times it's like at one point, I'll say for me, there's been times where I'm like, okay, well, I've already finished this, and then a storm comes. So then I think, okay, so I finished this purpose of whatever was going on in my life. A storm comes, that's him redirecting me, and then so now I'm on a new path. So that's kind of what I got from the sermon, you know. You can finish, you can finish something. You can fulfill that purpose, and then that may be where your redirection is coming from, because that purpose is filled. So now you're done with that. I'm going to send you on a new purpose in life, you know. So let me redirect you. It may be a storm, but I got to wake you up to show you that you're done with that. It's time to move on to something else.
That is so true. That is so true. At the time that my mom passed and transitioned on, I felt the completion in that work. I felt the completion in that covenant. I felt the completion in that part of my ministry. Yeah. Because that was a major...
That's service. What you were doing was service.
Yes. And now that's why I said I'm in that season, right?
He's shaking you up. He got to shake you up to find your next big purpose, you know?
Right. So now, you know, I thank God for it. I thank God that I completed this last thing, and now I am being redirected to something new. And so I'm really looking forward to.
Yes, that's great. I think all of us needed to hear that, because like I said, a lot of times we get kind of complacent. You know, we're doing something, we get complacent, and it's not necessarily that we're really complacent. It's we're finished with something, so now we're just kind of in the gray area and we don't know what we're doing. And so then God has to wake us up.
Right.
Yep.
Oh,
that was a good one.
That really was. That really was.
So speaking of being redirected, we're being redirected here with our Grace family.
Yes, we are.
You know, we're going to have some good news, some big news coming on Sunday. So do not forget, this coming Sunday, we will not have Sunday school, but we will have a very important meeting at 10:30. And that is this coming Sunday. It will be virtual. You should have already received the link for that. If you have not, don't hesitate to email the church. Let somebody know. You know, our our what is it? The website. Our website is graceumcarlington.org, and you can send a message on there. Have a great week, and remember,